everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to make a 3-layer bracelet using memory wire, tiger tail, and some beads from the Bargain Bead Box, January 2021 edition, which was Roses Are Pink. So if you are interested in Bargain Bead Box, it is a monthly beading subscription service delivered straight to your door, $65 to $75 worth of product for $17.95 a month. You really can't beat it. It is an awesome, awesome deal. And yeah, I love Bargain Bead Box. You also get a 30% off coupon to use in their sister store when you subscribe to their monthly box. And that you can use over and over and over all month long. And it gets you 30% off of their already really low prices. So it's my favorite beading subscription service. You get all kinds of cool beads. You get gemstones, you get findings, you get just tons of great stuff. I highly recommend it for new beaders because it will help you build your stash, and it also gives you everything you need to make your jewelry. I highly recommend it for advanced beaders because it gives you, again, everything you need to make a lot of jewelry, and it's just a great box. I love it. So anyway, if you're interested in subscribing to Bargain Bead Box, I will have a link in the description box below. You can use coupon code Wendy2. That will get you $2 off of your first subscription box, or if you don't want to subscribe and you just want to shop in their store, you can do that too, and Wendy2 will get you $2 off of your purchase in their store. Now, the coupon code is Wendy2. It's all one word. I don't think you have to capitalize anything. If you have trouble with the coupon code, please don't email me or post it in the comments because I have no control over that. You need to email Bargain Bead Box. And every time that somebody said they're having trouble and I've emailed Lauren, she's like, it's because they're putting it in wrong. So just put it in, Wendy2, all one word. And yeah, I have no control over it, so I'm just giving you the information they give me. So if you have trouble, please just contact them because I don't have any way on my end to fix it, the code. So that's all them. So anyway, I'll link that in the description box below if you're interested in subscribing. Okay, so today we are only going to be using these Rondelles from the Bargain Bead Box. Everything else is from my own stash. I apparently am not a fan of baby pink because I have very little baby pink, but these are some of the other beads from the box this month, and I just didn't feel like they went with this baby pink at all. I did not like those colors together. If you do, that's awesome, but I just didn't. So I didn't want to use them with those. And so but I did want to use them because they're very sparkly and very pretty, and I thought they would make a really pretty bracelet. So I pulled some beads from my own stash. So I have these lampwork glass beads. I got these at Bead Time in Orlando, Florida, and they're just awesome. They're beautiful. And then I have some fire polish beads here. I pulled these out because I wanted kind of a transparent but sparkly element to go along with these. And I know they're not the exact color of this, but I think they're going to be, I think they'll coordinate well enough. If not, I just won't use them, but I think they're going to be good. So I pulled those 3 out. And then I've got some bead caps. Now these are some really cool bead caps. I've had these for a long time, and I don't know if I got them on AliExpress. I got them somewhere, but I don't know where. These little bead caps, these are little 5-petal bead caps, and these are available in my store on my website if you are interested in those. I really like these. I feel like they're a good size for just about any bead, except for like a big, huge one. And then I've got some filigree spacers here that we're going to use. And you're going to need 4 wire guardians, 4 crimp beads, a clasp of your choice. I'm using this toggle, and this is just a little element that I'm using in the middle. I got this from AliExpress, and I'm going to use it on the bracelet, and we're also going to use it in the earrings. Now for the earrings, you're going to need two element chandelier or whatever you want to use. You can use anything. I'm using these. I'm using 2 ball ear wires, ball post ear wires, 2 head pins, and 2 jump rings. Okay. And you're going to need some memory wire. Now what I've done with this is just the regular bracelet size memory wire. I have cut it to where it overlaps, if you can see, by about that much. That's about, I don't know, 1.5 inch overlap. And I've done 2 pieces that way. And then I have 2 pieces of tiger tail. And this is the Beadalon 49 strand tiger tail. But it really doesn't matter what you use. I don't know. I mean, the 7 strand to me works just as well as the 49 strand. I don't know. But anyway, there's tiger tail. That's what you're going to need. So, all right. And then your jewelry tools. I think that's everything. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. If I have, we'll deal with it when we get there. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create our piece using the tiger tail. And I really would like to have done all 3 pieces with memory wire, but I really wanted to incorporate this element. And there's no way to do that with the memory wire. I tried and it did not work. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a crimp bead, slide it on your tiger tail, and then we're going to put on a wire guardian. Wire guardians just keep your wire from fraying over time. And let me grab my glasses because I can see right now that I can't see. So let me grab my glasses. All right. And the way these work is you just take your little wire and put it through the little channel, down through the other side, pull it up, okay? And then just put your crimp bead over both strands like this. Oh, wait, we have to put our element on. Don't forget your... I would be really bad to do that. And you could hook it on with a jump ring, but I just like to hook it right onto the wire guardian. Okay, and then put your little crimp bead right up over your wire here. And I can't seem to get mine to go. There we go. Just like that. Okay, and then you pull it up tight. Now, I take my wire guardian. You don't have to do this, but I do always like to do this. And I pinch it together, just like that. Just so that it, I don't know, I just think it makes it lay prettier if it's just pinched together. And that's all I do, just like that. Then you're going to pull it kind of tight. You don't want it so tight that there's no movement here. Like I mean, just pull it up to your wire guardian and crimp it, but don't I don't know, don't make it so tight that it's way up against here and there's not going to be any movement. So I'm just going to crimp mine down. I'm not using crimping pliers. I'm just using regular flat nose pliers. Just crimping it down. Okay, then you can tug on it, make sure it's secure. And there's one side. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to slide my little crimp bead on. Put my wire guardian on. And you may hear Chris and some voices here in a minute. He's got a drum set up on Facebook Marketplace for sale, and I think there's a guy coming to buy it. So, all right, and then we're just going to put the wire guardian on, same as the other side. Put your little crimp bead up on there. I'm going to mash this down a little. Then I'm just going to pull my crimp bead up tight, flush against my wire guardian. Now, if you were using crimp covers, you would want to leave a little room so you had room to put your crimp cover on, but I'm not. So pull them, make sure they're tight. And there is our little middle element. Okay, so now we need to bead this. And I know I want my big beads in the middle. I'm going to put smaller beads on the outside strands on the, memory wires. Goodness. Okay, so I think I am going to take a spacer bead and put it on first. Now, these little filigree spacers are kind of a pain. You have to find the space, the hole that goes directly through the center of these, and it sometimes is not easy. And then I am going to slide my spacer bead over some of this wire. I like to leave a little extra wire there. Just, I don't know, it makes me feel more secure. So there's that. Now I'm going to put on one of these bigger beads. These are so cool. I think they're so pretty. They're drilled like diagonally. Okay, now let's see what this looks like. I think these are really cool too. And where these are drilled diagonally, I think they will lay really cool. Oh, they'll look really cool in between these two beads. So let's do this. Yeah, that does look really cool. Look at that. I like it. And then I'm going to add another filigree spacer. Get on in there, just like that. And then I'm going to do this element again with the bead and this bead cap thingy, double bead cap or whatever that is, and one more bead. Now, I have a very small wrist, so I have to be sure that I do not make this one too long. The memory wire ones are going to be really easy because, you know, they'll just conform to your wrist. But this one, I have to keep it right at about 6.5 inches. So by the time I get my clasp on there, you know, we've got to make sure. So whoops, from the beginning of the element to the end of my beads right now is 3.5 inches, a little bit over 3.5 inches. So if I do the same on the other side, I should be pretty good. So let's go ahead and do that. I am going to go ahead and put this filigree bead on. Find the middle of it here. I see it there. Okay. I realized I haven't done any tutorials for a while, and I'm really missing it. We've been super busy. We are actually house hunting right now. Not to move out of Fayetteville. We're going to stay in Fayetteville or, you know, the surrounding area here, but we are going to have to find a little bit bigger place because we just don't have enough room here. We've got too much going on and just not enough space. So we're house hunting. And I swore I would never move again when we moved here. I'm like, I'll never move again. But I'm out of space, so I think I'm rethinking that. And it wouldn't be a big deal if we didn't have people that come and visit us a lot, but like people from West Virginia, our friends, will come and visit us in the summer, and we have to have a place for them to sleep. So I'm definitely, you know, we're definitely needing a little bit more space. And Chris thought about building me a studio out in the yard, but I think by the time we do that, we could really, I mean, it would be more expensive to do that than to sell our house and find a little bit bigger place because the market is so good right now for selling. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I don't really want to move. I love it here. I love our house, and I don't really want to move out of it, but we'll see. All right. So here goes this one and this guy. All right. Now that is as long as I need my middle element to be. It cannot be any longer than that, or I'm going to end up with a bracelet that doesn't fit. So let's measure this. Yeah, this is already 6 inches. So I need to go ahead and put my toggle on. That's this right here. And I'm going to do this the same exact way that I hooked the middle element on there. So I'm just going to take my crimp bead, put it on here, put my wire guardian on, right around, put your tiger tail right through the other side, and then I'm just going to put my little clasp portion, and I do want to make sure that I have this to where my clasp portion, the textured side is up. I could not think of the word textured for anything right there. Okay, so then I'm just going to take this and put it down through my crimp bead and through a couple of the other beads until it comes out of one of them. Get back on there. And it is fiddly doing this. I always have so much trouble getting this to happen like it's supposed to, but it will if you fool with it. It will happen. So let me scoot that back down, get that back through the crimp bead. Go down through this bead. And wherever it comes out, I'm just going to count myself blessed that it came out somewhere. Okay. Now, you want to pull it kind of tight. Same thing as before. I'm going to take this and I'm going to bend it. I'm going to crunch it in a little so I just think it makes it look better. Pull it tight. And I am going to crimp that down good and snug. Okay. I give it a tug, make sure it's secure. It is. And then I'm going to trim this off. Right up in here. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, the other side, when we do this, we have to be a little bit careful because the toggle has to have enough room to go through here. So it can't be right up against this bead. So we may have to use a jump ring, but I'm going to, actually I probably am just going to use a jump ring just to be safe, because the toggle, if you're not careful, your toggle will not go through. You won't have enough room to get your toggle because of this big bead right here. It's probably not making any sense, but let me show you what I mean. So when we put this down in here, pull it up here, and then say we put this little toggle bar on. Okay, so it's right here. I'm gonna go right up in here. Now, when you go to put this through here, and it may work, let's try it and see. You just have to be sure when you do this, when you're using a toggle, that you've got enough room for your bar to go through your ring without your other bead getting in the way. And it actually does. It actually will go if I crimp this on right where it's at. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I want this to be as short as possible. I don't want to make it really any longer. But sometimes you have to add a jump ring in there. Okay, so we're just doing this the same way we did the other one. Going back down through the crimp bead and back down through our big bead. If I can get it in there. Come on now. There we go. And I do have my glasses on. It's not that. It's just that it's hard to get through there. Okay. All right, now here's our tiger tail. Let's pull it down tight. Just like this. And again, I am going to make sure before I do this that it's going to work. And it looks like it will. Okay. This is a small one. All right, so now I'm going to make sure it's pulled down tight. And I'm going to take my plier and push my little wire guardian together right there. And then I'm going to make sure that there's no loose tiger tail or any gaps. And I'm going to crimp it down. Okay. Just like that. Pull it, make sure that it's secure. And then you can cut your tiger tail. So here is our middle element. I think it's really pretty. I hope it fits. It does. It's tight on me, but I wanted it to be tight. And if it's too tight, I could always jump ring another toggle ring to this, and then it would be an adjustable toggle. Okay, so that's a possibility too. And I may actually do that, but I know it looks teeny, but my wrist is teeny, and I don't like them to move around a whole lot on me. So that's one reason that I make it tight. Okay, so there's one. Now, we're going to take our memory wire. Now, if you have memory wire, one thing you got to do is you have to have memory wire cutters or old cutters. You don't want to cut this with your good cutters. It'll tear them up. And you're just going to take your round nose pliers. Where are mine? Here they are. And you're going to roll a loop on one end. And I like to roll my loop under, like this. And memory wire is tough, okay? So just manhandle it where you need it to go, but get yourself a good closed loop there. Okay, so now we're going to string on our beads. We're done with these lamp work till we do the earrings. So I'm going to string on these rondelles. And so I'm going to put on a filigree spacer. Actually, I'm going to do some bead caps in here. Let's do a bead cap, a rondelle, a bead cap, and then I'm going to do a backwards bead cap, a rondelle, and a forwards bead cap. And what that's going to do is it's going to kind of mimic this. Okay, so if you see that, it kind of mimics that a little bit. I like that. I like the way it's looking. Okay, let me get these bead caps over here. I may have to pull out some more. Then I'm going to put on a filigree spacer, and I'm just going to repeat this pattern the whole way. Not doing anything fancy, just repeating this pattern. So we need a bead cap, a rondelle, another bead cap, another bead cap, a rondelle, and another bead cap, and another spacer. Okay, same thing again. Bead cap, rondelle, bead cap facing the opposite way, rondelle, whoops, one more bead cap, and a spacer bead. So go ahead and do your whole bracelet, this little bangle, and come right back. Okay, so I've got all of my beads loaded on here, and I only have this much room left. I don't have enough to do another complete element here, so I'm just going to stop it right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my wire a little bit, because I don't need that much to roll my loop, so I'm just going to go ahead and, go ahead and cut it off here. And then I'm going to take my pliers, and I'm just going to roll a loop under. Okay. Now you need to make sure, and if you have to take your flat nose pliers and bend it in, you can. You close this loop, but you need to make sure this loop is closed all the way, because if it's not, your beads are going to slide around, and you don't want that. Man, this memory wire is some tough stuff. Okay, I think I've about got it. Let me do just a bit more. That one's wanting to be in the way. There we go. Okay, so here's what we've got. We've got a little bangle that is going to sit on one side of this one. Okay, so just like that. So now we're going to do our last little bangle, and we're doing it the same exact way, but we're going to use these fire polish beads. Okay, so I think though I would like to pull out a bigger metal bead. So let me look here just a second. Okay, so I found some bigger silver spacers that I'm going to use along with these. I'm just going to use a few of these filigree ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a filigree piece, a filigree bead, and then I'm going to do, I'm using these small bead caps too. These are on my website and they're teeny tiny. Let me see. I wanted to see how they would look with these fire polish beads, because I think the other ones are just a little bit too big. Let me see what these look like. Yeah, they look really cute with the fire polish beads. These are tiny, tiny bead caps, but they do really good with smaller beads. So I'm going to use them, and I'm going to layer them back to back, just like I did on the other row with the fire polish beads. So back to back in the middle, and then regular, and then I'm going to put one of these big silver spacers. I just felt like I needed to pull in more of a silver element in this one, because there was quite a bit in the others, but I didn't want to do a whole lot. So then I'm going to do the bead cap. Whoops. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I did a filigree bead just to start it, then a bead cap, fire polish, bead cap the other way, fire polish, bead cap, then the silver bead. Then I'm not going to use the filigree bead until the end, but I'm starting over with bead cap, fire polish, bead cap, and then I'm putting the other bead cap back to back with that one, fire polish, and another bead cap. And and then a silver bead. I honestly feel like bead caps make such a huge difference in your beading work. I feel like it just makes it look so much more intricate and fancy. So I like to use them. So that's what I'm doing. And all of these little silver beads are a little bit different. They don't all match. So I kind of like that too. These little silver beads right here. Alright, so I'm just going to repeat that pattern over and over till I get to the end of my wire. So you do that too and come on back. Okay, so I've got all the way finished here, and I barely got enough room to roll up my other loop, but I do have enough, so I'm going to roll up my other loop here. Just like this. Uh-oh. I'll have to bend this one in a little bit. I had to have enough room to put that last bead on there. The last filigree bead, because it's got to match. Okay, yeah, I can get this closed, I think, without killing my finger. There we go. And just be careful, because that memory wire, it's tough, and you can pinch your fingers with your pliers. I've done it. There we go. Alright, so just get your loop closed enough to where your beads won't slide around. There we go. And here's what we've got. I did go ahead and add another toggle piece on here. I didn't have an exact matching one, but this one was pretty close, and so I just put it on with a ring. So, with a jump ring. So now I can clasp this a little bit looser if I want to. If I have a skinnier wrist one day than I do other days, and I'm terrible with toggle clasps. I'm a little better with them than I am with lobsters, but still, it's always iffy. Will it work? Will it not work? Okay, there we go. So here's the one, and then we've got this one, and you can wear them however you want, but I'm just layering them up together, and I think they look really cute. So there we have it. There is our little, oh my goodness, why is the light doing that? Goodness gracious. There is our little set of bracelets. I don't know, I hope the light hasn't been doing that the whole video. Sorry if it has, I did not realize. But there's our little set of bracelets. And so now we're going to throw together a very, very quick pair of earrings. So let me get these off. And we'll pull our earring stuff over here. This is going to be very quick and easy. So we've got our little element here that we want to use. And I'm going to attach it with these little jump rings to the post. Now, some of these post hole things actually open up, and I like that kind better, but I can't seem to find them lately, and this one doesn't. So, I'm just going to attach the post and make sure that you put it on to where your earring is going to hang correctly. So, if the post is like that, I need this to go like this. And just close up your jump ring. Okay, so just like that, you want it to hang, you know, with the sparkly side showing. And I could have done it the other way, but I kind of liked it like this. And I'll do the same one, same thing with the other one. I always have to think about this. When I put these on the jump rings, I always have to think, okay, now which way is this going to hang? And a lot of times at work, I mess them up. We use split rings at work too, which is a huge pain. And I have to go in and take it back apart and then try to put it on right, because I couldn't picture it in my head the first time for some reason right. But yeah, I always have to really think it through. Okay, how's this going to hang? So there we go. I got those right. Alright, now we're just going to make a little element down here, and I think, I don't know if I want to use, I know I want to use these big beads, but do I want to, no, I don't want to use that. I'm just going to use the regular, I'm going to put the big bead on the bottom, then I'm going to do a bead cap facing down, yep, a bead cap facing up, I'm going to do a rondelle, and I'm going to top it with a fire polish bead. And yeah, I think that's exactly how I'm going to do it. And do I want to put, no, I don't want to put any more on there. It's going to be too long if I do. So then I'm just going to make a loop. I'm going to roll back a loop, and I'm going to hang this directly on. I'm not going to use a jump ring, I'm just going to hang it directly on there, I think. Because I don't want it to be any longer. If I use a jump ring, it's going to make it even longer, and I don't really want that. So I'm just going to stick it right on here. And it doesn't matter which way it hangs, because the beads look the same the front and the back. Alright, and I'm going to make sure this is closed up good. And see if it hangs well. If it doesn't hang well, I can always put a jump ring in. But yeah, it hangs well. Oh, those are cute. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other one. Very easy, but they're going to match the bracelets. So we'll put this guy on. Bead cap. Flip a bead cap. Rondelle. And fire polish on top. And that is how easy it is to do the earrings. Not too bad. Roll this back. Go ahead and just put it right on my earring element. And close it right up. And always try to make sure my jump rings are closed up really good. You don't want your jewelry falling apart. Alright, there we go. Alright, so there are the little earrings. So let me put this on a form or on a little bracelet thing, and I will show you how it all looks together. Okay, so here's the set. And I really, I'm not a fan of baby pink so much, but I love how this turned out. It's really cute. So yeah, here are the 3 bracelets, and they look really pretty together. And then there are the matching earrings. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will have a link to the bargain bead box in the description box below if you're interested in subscribing. And check out my website for other really cool, unique products. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!